Well, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ladies. Welcome in. Today, I want to talk about something that I witnessed the other day, and I really I felt the need to make you aware of this. Okay, so what happened was I was shopping with my daughter, and while we were shopping she was hungry, so she said, "Oh mommy, can I eat something?" And I said, "Okay, fine, no problem, let's go." So we went into this restaurant. We ordered the food, we sat down, and a man comes up to serve us. So my daughter was like, "Oh no, he forgot the ketchup." Mashallah, she's a ketchup junkie. So mashallah, I said to her, "You know what, I will get the ketchup." So I stood up, and the man was still walking in front of me. And then I said to him like, "Oh, can I have some ketchup please?" And he said, "Okay, no problem, I will get it for you." So he went back behind the counter, and on the way back to me, there was this mother and her daughter, this woman and her daughter, standing there, and the restaurant was really packed. So they were standing there, and he was passing them by, and all of a sudden she pushes this man like so hard, right? So hard. And I was so shocked, like, oh my god, what was that? And she started screaming, "Oh my god, how dare you touch my daughter, how dare you push my daughter, how dare you this, how dare you that." She started calling him names, and I was so shocked because I was standing there, and I was like, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see that he pushed her. And if he had pushed her, I mean, subhanallah, I don't think he would do that on purpose. He can kind of walk into her, and you can just pull your daughter back to you, to move her aside a bit, right? But I didn't see him. I didn't see nothing. I really was standing there. I was really a witness, So she started screaming, like, and the entire restaurant, everyone in that restaurant everyone was like frozen for a minute, right? Like, OMG, what was that? And this man was like, "How dare you what gives you the right to touch me? Even if that was the case that I pushed your daughter, you can still communicate that, instead of touching me." And subhanallah, I was like, well, he's right, that was not, and this woman, she was well dressed, absolutely beautiful woman, and her hair was done, her nails were done. I was standing there and I was observing her. She looked really, really good, mashallah, a very pretty woman. But the way if you would put a bag over, on top of her, right, and you could not see the gender, right, I would think that she was a man. The way she reacted, it was such a masculine way of reacting. And anyways, the movie went on, and even the manager came, and it kind of escalated, and then I went back to my daughter. Obviously, I was waiting for the ketchup, right? So he realized that he had the ketchup. He gave me the ketchup. I walked back to my daughter, and I was sitting there, and I was like, subhanallah, what is going on with the women today, right? And we live in a society that is so masculine, and that women are put in their masculine energy so much that they are trying to compete with men in every way possible. When it comes to work, they want to compete with men. When it comes to knowledge, they want to compete with men. When it comes to everything, right? Even this woman that I just witnessed, when it comes to fighting for it, like, what will you call that? And I was like, subhanallah, even the fighting, you want to compete with a man. And I mean, competition is not a bad thing, but you want to do it in a way that it doesn't take away your femininity, right? Your feminine energy. It doesn't take away your core being. And another example is, the other day I was I don't know, maybe a week ago, I was at the post office, and I was standing in the line, and the post office, it was a busy morning, so It was kind of busy, and all of a sudden I hear this woman screaming. She was screaming so loud, and she was calling this the man that was serving her. She was calling him all the names that she could think of. And this woman, she was actually a Muslim. She was Muslim. She was dressed up in her abaya. She was wearing a niqab, but she was so loud, so rude. And I was like, subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. So this is nothing to do with wearing a hijab, not wearing a hijab, being a Muslim, not being a Muslim. This has to do with your energy, with the way you interact with men. And the man that was no, you know, like I was still standing in the line, and when she was on her way out, she passed me by, and she was like, oh, he did this to me and he did this to me, and I said, oh, okay, inshallah khair, you know, don't worry, calm down, everything will be fine. And this, you know, like when it was my turn, this man that helped her, he was helping me, and it turned out that he was a Muslim too. So he was just like, oh my god, that sister totally, she started screaming at me, she flipped totally, and the only thing that I said to her was to change the books, because I could not, you know, she had to change the books, the measurements were incorrect, something like that, and that's the only thing. And so he could not take on the package that she was sending. He could not take it on. She had to change it in a different package, and that was it basically, you know. And that was the reason why she flipped. But I mean, maybe it's annoying, but the way she flipped was also the way she screamed at him, she yelled at him, she called him names, she emasculated him. Was that all necessary? There is a way to communicate, even if you dislike something. And you know, like I said, in today's world, we live in a masculine world, and women are so put out of their nature that we are just confused as a society, right? Men are confused. They do not know how to interact with us. I must really say that every time I have seen a woman going nuts and going crazy, that the men are actually the ones who are much more understandable and much nicer, you know. Well, and the women is totally like hysterical. And so, you know, like women think that by behaving like men, that in that way they will get the respect that they want, and or if they behave in a rude way, that they will get what they want, that the man will do what they want, right? But that is not the way a man is wired. If you are aggressive to a man, if you are very rude to a man, you come across to him as a man, even though you are a woman. He's not going to have respect for you. He's going to have, he doesn't even want to be around you. You are triggering him the worst. You're triggering the worst in him, right? That's not the way you get respect from a man, or a way that a man will do the things that you want him to do. And you know, like I have clients where I work with women that also like interact in this way with their husbands, and where they are so aggressive to the husband, where they are so rude to him, and because they, you know, I understand where they're coming from, because there is just a lack of misunderstanding between them. But because a woman feels that if she doesn't show up in that way, that she feels like the need to show up in that way to kind of manipulate the man to kind of do what she wants, right? And so, but that, like I said, that's not the way a man's going to do. The man was going to, if you do that to your husband, like in an aggressive way, in a manipulative way, you know, like men, they sense our energy, right? And if you do that, he's going to be put off by you, and he's going to pull back. You don't want to do that, right? So inshallah, in the next video I will talk about your feminine energy and how to embody your femininity and to get everything you want from your husband, to interact with the man that you kind of, like the man at the restaurant, or your sons, your fathers, the way you kind of can use that and to interact with the man like in a healthy way, right? And how you can use it for your husband to pull him in and to hypnotize him, right? Because you want to pull your husband in to hypnotize him, that he becomes obsessed with you. But inshallah, I will go into detail in the next video, and I would love to hear your feedback. So so let me know your feedback, and inshallah I will see you in the next one. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.